Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Tesla. I've talked about them numerous times in the past. They've just been kind of on a run here lately. Kind of been unstoppable. I've thought about selling them, but still continuing to hold them. So we will see what they do throughout the rest of the week and the rest of the month here. So I got a bunch of information about them. So as you can see, over the past 5 years, they're up over 1,000%. This is split along the way once or twice, so but could have got it for under $14 just a couple years ago, so quite the investment. So in the past year, it's up over 10%. Here in the past 3 months, up over 47%. Here in the past month, we'll just call it 49, 50% at times. Here in the past week, it's up over 13%, almost 14%. And here's what it looks at today. It's just been kind of up and down, up and down. So I've traded this one a couple times. Every time I try trading it, it either goes the opposite of what I want it to do, but so I just continue to hold it and just hope for the best on it. So try to buy as much as I can. It was up to the $200 mark a while back and then dropped back to the 150s. That would have been a perfect trade. Bought in the 150s or even 160s. Anything under $200 would have been a good deal. But if you don't know much about Tesla, ticker TSLA, here's a look at what they do. When people hear the name Tesla, they just think of a car EV, but it's solar. I mean, it's just into all kinds of different things. It's I suppose you could even add AI into the mix. So solar, energy, EVs, who knows what all else they're into, but feel free to pause and go over that and read that to yourself. Founded in 2003, a $781 billion market cap, high today of $249.92, low of $243.70, 52-week high of $314.67, and a low of $101. Volume on this one is pretty high at times, which can be a good thing if you're trading it. So ratings on this one, a 49% buy, which is excellent. And here's a look at their earnings. Next is expected on July 19th. So got some information out about Tesla. The recent, I believe I did a video last week about Ford using their superchargers. I just was reading GM is going to be doing the same. So I haven't looked at GM stock, but Ford has been going up. So just in regards to them, or Tesla allowing Ford to use their superchargers. So, but over here on Bing, currently showing it as a buy. And Tesla, shrewdest product, is proving to be its charging network. As you can see, this was just released yesterday. But Chris needed a quick charge before climbing over the Santa Cruz Mountains in his Ford F-150 Lightning on his drive home to San Francisco Bay Area. So he pulled the Tesla supercharger station in Scotts Valley, which has 16 stalls. It's one of the just 2 locations on the West Coast that is open to drivers with the latest innovation from Tesla. So the Magic Dock is Tesla's connector that allows other EVs to use the company's extensive charger network. It's hardware that's added to the charging station itself. There's no need for drivers to carry an adapter in the trunk, so very nice. And now you see why the stock went up. I plug it into my truck and it just works. So he's a 49-year-old senior at FedEx. You hear the magic door click and the latch into the place and it starts charging. It's a beautiful thing. So who wouldn't say it's a beautiful thing, especially where you don't have to take other adapters. So Tesla is headquartered in Austin, is known for the sleek electric cars. The company led by CEO Elon Musk, more than 1.3 million vehicles globally in 2022. I live in Omaha, and I just see them more and more on a daily basis anymore. And so just seeing them more and more popular. And he aims to sell at least 1.8 million in 2023. The first Blade Runner S Cybertrucks are slated to be handed over later this year, so maybe this is just a start of the stock going up. There's talk of the $25,000 car they're in the process of, and the stock going to 300. I've heard all kinds of quotes on it, so... but the superchargers, which now cover much of North America, Asia, Europe, and Middle East, are proving to be the shrewdest and most strategic product of all. Tesla dominates EV sales in the United States, and not surprisingly, conquering reliable fast charging. At the end of the first quarter, the company had 5,000 charger stations and more than 45,000 charging stalls or connectors globally. According to the company filings, many are located off the freeways in shopping plazas, and they often have several stalls for charging. Here's a look at their number of connectors has grown to more than 45,000 globally. So you can just kind of see how they just keep growing, and that's just going to keep growing and just keep expanding. So Magic Dock in recent weeks, two of Tesla's biggest rivals, Ford and GM, announced that they will partner with Tesla on charging. In both cases, Ford and GM customers can buy a Tesla-made adapter that will allow them access to more than 12,000 superchargers starting earlier next year and in 2025. Feel free to pause and go over the rest. Moving on, but Tesla has 3 times more fast connectors than Electrify American. Number of fast charging connectors by network in the United States. And so you can just kind of see there by the chart who has the most. So I would say it's almost triple, if not more. So Tesla bears burned shorts lose during 11-session streak surge, and this just came out 10 hours ago. Shares have been on a dream run this year, having nearly doubled this year after starting 2023 on a solid note and rallying through mid-February. Stock's upward momentum faltered slightly since start of May. Tesla has found its mojo back, much to the delight of investors, but those who bet on the stock decline have burnt their fingers. What happened? Reuters reported the short sellers lost about $6.08 billion on a mark-to-market. During Tesla's 11-day winning streak, data of S3 partners showed since May 24th, when the current winning streak began, the stock had gained 33.6%. Tesla stock by the dip, but use caution. So I've always used caution whenever I've bought Tesla. So sometimes you just buy it and close your eyes for a bit, because I bought a lot of stocks, and they can go down. Sometimes they go up. So it just kind of depends. It's the stock market. So Tesla shares have been making waves as the company shakes up the electric vehicle space. Investors have been bidding up the stock as the leading EV company inked deals enabling owners of Ford. You can get the free report at General Motors. The network has long been considered a major advantage for Tesla, and investors over the years had wondered whether the Austin EV maker would open it up to other automakers. The question has now been answered. Here's their a little bit of a chart. Moving on, we've already went over some charts. So investors heavily search Tesla. Here's what you need to know. Tesla has been one of the most searched for stocks on Zacks.com lately. You might want to look at some of the facts that could shape the stock's performance in the near term. Shares of the electric car maker have returned 45.5% over the past year versus the Zacks S&P 500 composite 4.6% change. The Zacks automotive domestic industry, to which Tesla belongs, has gained 34.9% over this period. Now the key question is where the stock is headed in the near term. So I think it's going to keep going up throughout the rest of the year. They just keep expanding their charger networks. Ford and GM can use them. So why would it go down other than just a correction? Sales, they're pushing them. This goes over a little bit of earnings. Maybe the next administration will do the credits again. I think those ran out. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, but I haven't seen anything on the tax credit for EVs in a while, so I did think that ran out. But Tesla stock rises toward a record 12-day winning streak. Shares of Tesla were on track on Monday to do something they have never done since going public 13 years ago. They were headed for a 12th straight gain. So they've usually gained, and like I said, I was going to sell them a while back when it hit 200. 200 was the high and then dropped back to the 150s. It was a month or two ago, but that would have been a perfect trade. But here we've just been going up, and it's just been continue to go up. So previous record win streak of 11 games, which ended on January 8th of 2021 and was matched on Friday. The electric vehicle giant stock had ran up 33.6% over the previous 11 days, compared with a 37.4% gain during January 2021 streak. There's a little bit more about what the stock has done. Talks a little bit about Rivian. Elon, I believe, just went over to China. I haven't heard the results from that the last time I spoke about it. So over here on Reddit, kind of the same comments that I saw last time I was on here. So moving over here to StockTwits. Tesla, NASDAQ hitting highs, bleeding out. Can you imagine what happens when NASDAQ crashes? Talking about the SPY. I love watching this bleed. Red soon, then 225. Too overbought. Analysts are all over the map on the Fed. Tesla keeps it green today, and it's green again today. So over here on tip ranks, showing a moderate buy with a $203.83 price tag, high of 280, low of 85. So we're almost to the highs. We'll see. It might not hit that if it does by the end of the year, but currently at 246.90, so it's just kind of holding, almost trading kind of flat there for a while. But since we hit here on June 9th, actually it came down from this peak, and I mean it's been up and down, but more or less it's just been kind of flat. So maybe it's holding. That's a sign that it's holding. Here you can see that it's was kind of flat. It's up and down, just kind of slowly ran up, and then just this big boom. So on the 8th. So, but that's all I have on Tesla. Like I said, I've covered them a couple times. I'll continue to cover them. I'm a Tesla shareholder, probably always be a shareholder. So At these prices, I'm not looking to buy any. If I see it go up to the 250s, 260s, it might be a sign to buy some, but it might also be hitting a correction. So it's always a hard call with this one. So you can list in the comments what you're doing with this one, holding, buying, what you think the price is going to go up to. All the interesting info to exchange, and that's what we're here to build a community. That's what the videos are all about, compare notes and see what everybody's doing with different stocks. So if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as hitting the bell. So, and if you, again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion, but that's it for Tesla. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.